Welcome to Copilot Podcasts. Here's a shocking statistic. While 93% of Filipinos can read and write, nearly 30% struggle to actually understand what they're reading. Today, we're diving into the reading comprehension crisis in Philippine education, exploring why this gap exists and what it means for millions of students.
And those numbers really tell a story about the state of education in the Philippines. According to the 2022 PISA results, the Philippines land in the bottom 10 out of 81 countries in reading comprehension.
Bottom 10? That's concerning. What exactly does that mean for Filipino students?
Well, it means that many students can decode words but struggle with higher level comprehension skills, things like drawing conclusions, analyzing text, and applying what they've read.
So they can read the words, but understanding the deeper meaning is the challenge?
Exactly. And you know what's interesting? The Philippine Statistics Authority recently adjusted how they measure literacy to include these higher level comprehension skills.
Oh, really? What happened when they made that change?
The functional literacy rate dropped from 93.1% to 70.8%. That's a pretty significant difference that reveals the true scale of the challenge.
There's been some confusion about these numbers in the media, hasn't there?
Yes, there was a misinterpretation. Some headlines claimed that 18.9 million high school graduates couldn't comprehend what they read, but that's not accurate.
What's the real story there?
According to the PSA data from April 2025, that 18.9 million figure actually includes all Filipinos aged 10 to 64 who struggle with comprehension, not just high school graduates.
That's quite a different picture. Let's talk about what's causing these challenges.
Well, one major factor is the complexity of language in Philippine education. The country has over 170 languages, which creates unique challenges for teaching reading comprehension.
That's fascinating. How does the education system handle that language diversity?
In 2012, they implemented the Mother Tongue-based Multilingual Education Program, or MTB-MLE. It uses students' first language as the primary medium of instruction from kindergarten to grade 3.
And has that been helping?
Research shows it has potential. Studies indicate that early instruction in the mother tongue enhances foundational literacy skills.
But there must be challenges with implementing such a program?
Definitely. The biggest hurdles are limited instructional resources, gaps in teacher training, and the sheer diversity of regional languages that need to be supported.
I noticed there's also a gender aspect to this. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, the data consistently shows that females have higher literacy rates than males. According to the 2020 census, female literacy was at 97.1% compared to 96.8% for males.
That's not a huge difference, but it is consistent.
And it shows up across different regions too. Even in areas with lower overall literacy rates, females tend to perform slightly better.
Are there regional differences in literacy rates?
Significant ones. The National Capital Region has the highest literacy rate at 98.9%, while the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao has the lowest at 86.4%.
That's quite a gap. What's being done to address these disparities?
The Department of Education has launched several initiatives. In October 2023, they held a national literacy conference focusing on building a culture of literacy.
What was the goal of that conference?
According to Vice President and Education Secretary Sara Duterte, they're aiming to promote functional literacy and ensure Filipinos can make informed decisions and communicate effectively.
Are there any success stories from these initiatives?
While progress has been modest, there are encouraging signs. The 2022 PISA results showed that average results remained stable compared to 2018, rather than declining.
Stability is something, I suppose, but it's not the improvement we're hoping for.
True, but there's an interesting development. The gap between the highest and lowest performing students has actually narrowed in mathematics, showing that interventions can work.
Let's talk about solutions. What's working in schools that are seeing better results?
Research points to several key factors. Strong parental support, engaging reading materials, and consistent teacher follow-up all significantly influence reading achievement.
But those aren't always easy to implement, are they?
No, they're not. Students often express challenges with understanding content and report feeling bored with reading materials.
That boredom factor is interesting. How do you keep students engaged with reading?
It's about making the material relevant and culturally appropriate. The most successful programs develop reading materials that connect with students' daily lives and experiences.
And what about teacher training? That seems crucial.
Absolutely. The Department of Education is focusing on strengthening teacher capacity, especially in implementing the mother tongue-based instruction effectively.
Are there any innovative approaches being tried?
Yes, some schools are experimenting with bilingual education programs that show promising results. Early data suggests these programs enhance both mother tongue and English proficiency.
That's encouraging. What role do parents play in all this?
Recent studies show parental follow-up and support significantly influence reading achievement, regardless of the parent's educational background or occupation.
So it's not about parents' education level, but their engagement?
Exactly. It's about creating a supportive environment for reading and learning at home, regardless of the parent's own educational background.
What about resources? That seems to be a recurring challenge.
It is. Many schools, especially in rural areas, struggle with limited access to reading materials and educational technology.
How are schools dealing with that limitation?
Some are getting creative, developing local reading materials and sharing resources between schools. Community involvement has been key in many successful programs.
Speaking of community, how important is that broader support system?
It's crucial. The 2023 National Literacy Conference emphasized that communities act as catalysts for literacy development.
What does that look like in practice?
Communities are organizing reading programs, creating local libraries, and supporting schools in developing culturally relevant materials.
So it really takes a village?
Absolutely. The most successful literacy programs involve collaboration between schools, families, and the broader community.
What's the outlook for the future?
While challenges remain, there's growing awareness and commitment to addressing the reading comprehension gap. The key is maintaining focus on evidence-based solutions.
Any final thoughts on what needs to happen next?
The priority should be strengthening teacher training, improving access to quality reading materials, and maintaining strong community involvement in literacy development.
It sounds like we're at a crucial turning point.
We are. The challenge now is turning awareness into action and ensuring these initiatives reach the students who need them most.
Let's wrap up. What's the one thing you want listeners to take away from this discussion?
That reading comprehension isn't just about literacy, it's about empowering students to fully participate in society and reach their potential.
And on that note, we'll end today's episode of Co-Pilot Podcasts. Remember, being able to read words is just the beginning. True literacy opens doors to understanding, opportunity, and growth. Thanks for listening.